Hello, family and friends of NBC. Time for another Truck Talk. Check out Hebrews 13, starting in verse 20, where it says, "May the God of peace, who brought back from the dead our Lord Jesus, equip you with everything good for doing His will, and may He work in us what is pleasing to Him." So, just a few days ago, we celebrated really the most important event in the history of the world, the resurrection of Jesus Christ. It was a day of rejoicing in the empty grave and cherishing the hope that we have through our risen King. And then what happens? Boom, Monday morning. Monday hits us like a ton of bricks. Life got stressful, work got demanding, and Easter, well, Easter had just left as quickly as it came. But here's the truth. We were made to experience the risen Christ every day of our lives, not just on Easter. After all, the resurrection is the central cornerstone of our faith. Relegating its importance to a single day only undermines its transformative power for our daily existence. Still, we wonder, how is it possible? How is it possible to experience the power of the resurrection in the everyday hustle and bustle of life? That's a valid question. And the author of Hebrews has a valid answer. Actually, his answer comes in the form of a prayer. When we look at it again, at the very end of his letter, he prays for the God of peace who brought back from the dead our Lord Jesus to accomplish two things. What are those two things? To equip and to transform. First, let's think about equipping. I think, unfortunately, when we think of equipping, we think of it like packing supplies for a long trip. But in this passage, equip means to set right or to mend, like a doctor resets a broken bone or a fisherman tends his tattered nets. In order to prepare us to do His will, Jesus has to set some things right in us, namely, really our broken, self-serving wills. Corrupted by sin, our wills are naturally focused on what? On what we want to do instead of what He wants us to do. In His grace, Jesus repairs our wills and mends our tattered souls. Like a doctor resetting a bone, His equipping can be painful at first, but ultimately leads to healing and restoration. Gradually, we begin to yearn to echo Jesus' prayer, not as I will, but as you will. So the question we have to ask ourselves is, in this season of life, how is the Lord equipping you to do His will? Are you resisting the process or yielding to it? Next, let's talk about transform. Not only does Jesus equip us so He can work through us, but He also wants to work in us. He transforms us from the inside out, shaping our character, our thoughts, our attitudes to make us pleasing in His sight. As this transformation takes place in our hearts and minds, we start to think and behave more and more like Jesus and less like the world. So another question, what areas of your inner life are in the need of the Lord's transforming touch? Be careful not to confine the power of Easter to a holiday on the calendar. Right now, whatever's happening today, stop and pray this prayer over your life. And pray for someone you care about. May the God of peace, who brought back from the dead our Lord Jesus, equip you with everything good for doing His will, and may He work in us what is pleasing to Him. Hebrews 13. Ask the Lord to equip and transform you in such a way that others will wonder why you are the way you are. And when they ask them, tell them, because He is risen. He is risen indeed. Something to meditate on today. Until next time, keep looking up. Love you guys.